Did Kam Williams help bring Jaland Lowe to Kentucky? It's a really interesting story, and what these guys can do for Kentucky? Let's get to the news. In a strategic move that arguably ranks as one of Kentucky basketball's smartest moves in recent memory. Coach Mark Pope not only secured the arrival of Kam Williams, but also saw the forward play a crucial role in the signing of Jaland Lowe, his former AAU teammate. This duo promises to transform the program's competitive landscape and further strengthen Kentucky's already prestigious legacy in college basketball. Kam Williams, who had already garnered attention for his impressive performance at Tulane as a freshman, brought with him a wealth of talent and experience that few players possess this early in their careers, consistently averaging 9.3 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 1.3 assists per game. He demonstrated efficiency both on and off the perimeter, shooting 48.5% from the field and a remarkable 41.2% from three. His ability to space the floor and create opportunities for his teammates quickly put him on the radar of major programs. However, it was Kentucky, with the visionary leadership of Mark Pope, that secured his transfer. But Williams' impact goes beyond his individual skills. The guard demonstrated early on that his value to the team would be tied not only to his performance on the court, but also to his ability to attract other top talent. When the opportunity arose to bring in Jaland Lowe, a Pitt transfer guard and former teammate with the AAU Houston Hoops, Williams didn't hesitate to act. He immediately recognized the synergy that could be created between them and the need for an experienced point guard to fill the void left by Lamont Butler. Once I saw they were kind of interested in him, I reached out and thought, hey, come on over. Williams said of his initiative to connect the dots between Lowe and Kentucky. We needed a point guard because Lamont was leaving, and he's a great point guard, so I felt like he would probably be the person I would contact first. This statement reflects not only Williams' strategic vision, but also his commitment to strengthening the roster around him. Jaland Lowe, now seen as the heavy favorite to take over the starting point guard position for the 2025-26 season, arrives at Kentucky with a solid reputation built during his time at Pitt. His attributes as a playmaker and vocal leader are exactly what the team needed to continue Mark Pope's ambitious project. The combination of Lowe and Williams promises to be lethal. While the point guard dictates the pace of the game and distributes precise assists, the forward can focus on exploiting opposing defenses with his accurate shooting and dynamic movement. The partnership between the two was already tested in their AAU days, when they both shared decisive moments defending the Houston Hoops. This history of mutual trust and tacit understanding of the play is a difference few duos in college basketball can offer. For Coach Mark Pope, this pre-existing connection is an invaluable gift. He knows that in a sport where time to train and adapt new players is limited, having athletes who already understand each other's strengths can be a determining factor. For success, the addition of Williams and Lowe represents something bigger than just individual talent or promising partnerships. It's a reflection of Mark Pope's recruiting philosophy, which seeks not only to bring together the best players, but also to build an environment where these athletes can thrive together. By allowing Williams to play an active role in Lowe's recruiting process, Pope demonstrated confidence in his athletes and their ability to shape the future of the program. This creates a sense of ownership and responsibility that can be felt in every practice and game. The impact of these additions goes beyond statistics and projections for the upcoming season. Kam Williams and Jaland Lowe bring with them inspiring stories of overcoming challenges and dedication to the sport. Williams, a native of Lafayette, Louisiana, had to overcome challenges from an early age to reach the level he is at today. His journey to Tulane and later to Kentucky is an example of perseverance and passion for basketball. Lowe, with his career at Pitt, has shown he can handle the pressure of competing at a high level and emerge victorious. These human stories add layers of depth to the Kentucky team, transforming it into something more than just a winning machine. They represent dreams come true and living examples of how hard work can lead to success. For Kentucky fans, this means not only watching exciting games, but also connecting with athletes whose stories have universal value. The news that Don Rippy Jr., a four-star point guard in the class of 2026, had to postpone his official visit to Lexington due to the heavy rains and flooding ravaging the New York area, is only a minor setback. Under Coach Mark Pope, the Wildcats remain firmly on the path to a promising future, and the connection with Rippy, one of the most sought-after talents in the country, is proof that the program remains at the forefront of national recruiting. Who turned 18 on Friday, the day he was originally scheduled to arrive at the Bluegrass State, is the 17th best player in his class, according to major rankings. His decision to postpone the visit, announced by his father, Don Rippy Jr., on social media, came with an optimistic message. We'll see the Wildcats family soon. This tone of confidence reflects the enthusiasm the young point guard has shown for the Kentucky program. One of 12 finalists on his competitive college list, Rippy's relationship with the Wildcats began to solidify in June, when he received an official offer, and since then, contact with Pope's coaching staff has been constant. The player, who plays for Blair Academy, the same school that produced current Kentucky forward Otega Oweh, has already had his performance closely observed by the coaching staff on the Adidas 3SSB circuit, where he played for New Heights. With the ease of a cerebral and versatile point guard, what makes the connection between Rippy and Kentucky so intriguing is the synergy between the recruit's playing style and Mark Pope's philosophy. In a recent interview with KSR, Rippy was full of praise for the coach, highlighting his ability to bring out the best in point guards and his tactical genius. "Mark Pope is a top-notch coach, a point guard coach, a basketball genius," said the young man, who describes himself as a high-level point guard capable of quick thinking and split-second decisions. These words aren't just polite, they signal a rapport that could be decisive in the future. Pope, who took over after John Calipari's departure, has impressed with his ability to keep Kentucky competitive and relevant, even amid a transition that could have shaken other programs. Rippy acknowledged this achievement, saying he admires how the Wildcats have remained a winning program under the new leadership. Although Rippy's visit has been postponed, the point guard's recruiting schedule remains busy. He plans to visit a number of college basketball powerhouses, including Miami, North Carolina, Alabama, Texas, Syracuse, Indiana, Tennessee, Kansas, and NC State, with possible trips to Louisville and Duke still on the table. The competition is fierce, but Kentucky has an ace up its sleeve: Big Blue Madness, the annual event that transforms Lexington into a cauldron of basketball passion. A new date for Rippy's visit, possibly between October 10th and 12th, would coincide with this electrifying weekend, when two other elite targets from the 2026 class, 5-star Jordan Smith Jr. and 4-star Josh Irving, will also be on campus. The unique atmosphere of Rupp Arena, combined with the contagious energy of the crowd, could be the key to winning Rippy's heart, as Kentucky awaits its first commitment from the 2026 class. The work of Pope and his staff exemplifies strategic patience and long-term vision. The coach, known for his tactical acumen and charisma, has proven himself not only a leader on the court but also a master recruiter. The ability to attract a talent like Rippy, who could easily choose any other elite program, is a testament to his ability to sell the vision of a renewed Kentucky, yet true to its tradition of excellence. The connection with Blair Academy, already cemented by Oweh's success, adds an extra layer of familiarity that could work in the Wildcats' favor. The postponement of Rippy's visit, while frustrating, is only a momentary pause in a story still being written. The young point guard, with his combination of intelligence, speed, and vision, represents the type of player who can take Kentucky to new heights. And Mark Pope, with his meticulous approach and passion for athlete development, seems like the ideal coach to guide him, as the rains in New York dissipate and Rippy's schedule adjusts. Wildcat Nation awaits the day he finally steps foot in Lexington. At a press conference held during Kentucky Football Media Day, Mitch Barnhart, the university's athletic director, approached the topic with caution and strategic ambiguity. While he revealed that 6 programs: football, men's basketball, women's basketball, baseball, softball, and volleyball will share the $20.5 million earmarked for this purpose in the 2025-26 season. He kept the specific details secret, fueling speculation and debate among fans and outside observers alike. The decision to keep the exact distribution of resources secret reflects a pragmatic and adaptive approach to the uncertainties that permeate the current college sports landscape. Barnhart was emphatic in emphasizing that the fluidity of the system is one of its greatest strengths. "We're going to focus on being agile," he said, emphasizing that each program's needs may vary depending on seasonal circumstances, such as roster changes or adjustments to strategic priorities. This flexibility allows the athletic department to dynamically adjust the amounts allocated to each sport, ensuring that resources are used where they are most needed. This strategy, however, is not without its challenges. The lack of transparency can raise questions about equity and fairness in the distribution of funds. To alleviate these concerns, Barnhart stated that coaches from the programs involved are satisfied with the current arrangement. He specifically mentioned productive conversations with Mark Stoops football, Mark Pope men's basketball, and Kenny Brooks women's basketball, indicating that there is an internal consensus on the effectiveness of the model. This mutual trust is essential to maintaining harmony between the different sports, especially in a competitive environment where every penny can make a difference. Another crucial point Barnhart addressed was the mandatory use of funds within a fiscal year. Money set aside for revenue sharing cannot be carried over to the next year, creating additional pressure to ensure the resources are properly spent. Fortunately, the arrival of the Chamber Agreement and changes to the NIL regulations have helped alleviate some of this tension. This year's rosters were already funded with NIL dollars established before the new rules took effect, providing a temporary buffer. However, the volatility of the NIL landscape remains a source of concern, especially with the increase in lawsuits and the lack of a clear governance structure. Barnhart acknowledged the complexity of this new territory, admitting that we don't even have a governance structure in place. Federal legislation could bring some clarity to the growing chaos. But until then, universities and their athletic departments will have to navigate turbulent waters. It's a lot, he said, reflecting on the last 10 to 12 months of intense discussions and negotiations. His approach is one of patience and pragmatism. We have to find our way and move calmly through this situation. In the specific case of men's basketball, led by Mark Pope, the impact of these decisions will be felt significantly. But Kentucky's basketball program has always been a dominant force nationally, and its ability to attract top-tier talent depends largely on its ability to provide adequate financial support. With the arrival of promising recruits like Kam Williams and Jaland Lowe, careful resource management becomes even more critical. The flexibility of the revenue-sharing system could allow men's basketball to receive additional allocations at key times, such as during intense recruiting periods or preparation for major tournaments. Furthermore, the emphasis on agility and adaptation demonstrates a deep understanding of the modern demands of college sports. In a world where rules change rapidly and athlete expectations constantly evolve, the ability to respond quickly and efficiently is a strategic differentiator. Barnhart appears to be aware of this, and his approach reflects an attempt to balance immediate needs with long-term goals. While questions about the details of the revenue-sharing plan remain unanswered, Barnhart's core message is clear. Kentucky is committed to supporting all its programs fairly and efficiently, even in the face of uncertainty. Share your thoughts.